Hello, this is Annie Sun reporting from the annual Playwright Festival of 1960s. Today we'll be interviewing a well-known African-American playwright and writer, Lorraine Hansberry. She is the author of A Raisin in the Sun, written in 1959. So here we go. Hello, Miss Hansberry.
Good afternoon. What shall we talk about?
Can you tell us about how you were inspired to write such a strong playwright?
I was raised in an environment where my family publicly fought against racial discrimination when the white neighbors violently threatened the life of my family. I wrote this in the sense of an autobiography. As you might have already known, during the time period of the 1950s, it was stereotypical within America where the African Americans were unable to put their public voice in civil rights and standing up for themselves. There was severe racial discrimination, where the neighborhoods were separated between the whites and the blacks.
I see. So the playwright is written as a form of your autobiography, except it is not in first person. That is very interesting. Do you mind sharing what the playwright is about?
Sure. I really suggest everyone to get a copy of my book and read it, but here's a short summary. The playwright is lengthened to be about a few weeks of the life of the Youngers, an African-American family which lived on the south side of Chicago. The plot revolved around this $10,000 check that is the insurance money from the death of Mr. Younger, the head of the family. Although on a legal basis the money belongs to Mama, the female protagonist, each member of the family has a vague idea about how they'd like the money to be used. Mama wants to buy a house with the money in order to fulfill her dream of owning a house. Her son Walter Lee, however, prefers to use the money in order to invest in a liquor store. Benita, on the other hand, wishes to use the money for her tuition.
Do you mind sharing us some important theme of the novel? Is there any big ideas that you're trying to interpret to the reader through your book?
Well, I incorporated several themes in the novel, but the most important theme is the dreams that each individual of the Younger family has, and yet they choose to sacrifice for the unified goal of their happiness. Throughout the novel, they fight for their dreams against the oppressive conditions of life, but in the end, they learn that happiness is the most important dream of all, because it is what brings the family together in one place.
Thank you, Ms. Hansberry. Hello, this is Annie Sun reporting from the only African-American household in Clybourne Park. This is Walter Lee Younger, the man of the Younger family.
Check coming?
Pardon?
Oh, hi. I was referring to the insurance money that came a month ago. Yeah. Well, I was really into that money. And that question was what I asked my wife every single day when I came into my house.
Oh, I see.
It's really funny to think now that I used to have a dream to become rich.
Job. Now, I open and close car doors all day. I drive a man around in his limousine and I say, yes, sir, and no, sir, and shall I take the drive, sir? Mama, that ain't no kind of job. That ain't nothing at all.
Yeah, I'm sure the audience can see your hatred to your job in the conversation.
Yes, indeed. Because of my absolute hatred of my job in the past, I longed to become a rich man and make a lot of money. Well, however, chauffeur doesn't really earn much money.
Then where did you try to get the money?
Well, my father's insurance money from his death. I tried to persuade my family to invest on my liquor store idea.
Wow. And then what happened?
Well, my mother used a portion of that money into paying for this house.
What happened later on?
Well, I took the rest of the money and used it to invest on the liquor store. But, well, Willie, my partner, who was supposed to use that money for the liquor store, ran off. And when I heard that, I was desperate to even give up my pride. And
Understand, now that white man is going to walk in that door able to write checks for more money than we ever had. It's that important to him, and we're going to help him. We're going to put on a show.
Son. But then later I realized that it isn't the money that was important, but the pride and love of my mom.
And we've decided to move into our house. Because my father, he earned it brick by brick.
Well, hello. I'm Benita and I'm going to be a doctor in a few years.
Well, you sure seem to have a very strong desire to become a doctor.
Obviously. It has been my dream as a little kid and I'm willing to give up everything for it.
I'm gonna be a doctor. And everybody around here better understand that.
Oh, she's gonna be a doctor, honey, God willing.
You sure are very strong-minded and determined to achieve your dream.
Yes, I am. I'm willing to fight against racial discrimination if that is necessary. I'm confident about my dream, even if it means I have to give up my marriage.
Oh wow. Were you so confident and strong about your dream throughout your lifetime?
No. There was this time where I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up my dream and just be any other ordinary African American woman.
Well, what difference does it make anyway? I mean, why would anybody want to be a doctor in this nutty world?
So your desire to fulfill your dream was really strong at the beginning, and you lost your hope at the end.
Yes, I mentioned my hopelessness with Osaka and my friend, about how I wanted to cure and care about the hurt of people's body, but not anymore.
So some of your family wasn't very supportive.
Not really against the dream, but more like not seeing the point of it. At my old house one time, I got into a fight with Walter.
Who the hell told you you had to be a doctor? You're so interested in messing around with sick people, going out of here and be a nurse. Like other women, or get married and shut up.
Your dream really did seem to be opposed by Walter, since it wasn't something that normal African American women could dream of. To him, it didn't seem like there was much hope, and also because it goes against the most dreams of common females.
Yes, but the most important factor is because it affected the amount of insurance money that Walter is going to use for the liquor store. Well, yeah, at the time, I didn't really realize that the bigger dream was to stay together as a family and be happy. Please excuse my manner. Do you mind if I interview as well? I'm trying to get my way through all the family members here.
I'm sure, but we have a party tonight, so I need to leave soon.
Alright, I'll make it short and sweet. The rest of your family seem to have dreams that they strongly wanted to fulfill at the old house. Did you have one as well?
Yes, my dream was to have a peaceful and happy family, and it is still my dream. I'm willing to make any sacrifice to make my dream come true. My dream is relatively vague compared to the others because I don't really have any specific goals or demands. All I want is a better life and a happier family because back in the old house, it wasn't how it was. We fought every single day, and it was not nice at all. It was terrible.
Aww. Is there any specific situation where you were willing to sacrifice?
Yes, I was willing to give up anything for the family.
When the world gets ugly enough, a woman will do anything for her family, the part that's already living.
You don't know her, Mommy. You think she'd do something like that?
Yes. Yes, I would too, Walter. I gave her a $5 down payment.
Your action really does show how much you value your family over yourself, even over the child you're bearing. Do you ever find back the hope from your dream afterward?
Yes, when Mama bought the house, I started to feel hope towards my family's happiness again. It was a quick response from the movie. My happiness with the idea of moving was significant. I was always really desperate to move into the new house, and I strongly believed that it would fix the problem that my family was going through. Even after Walter loses all the insurance money, I was determined to move.
I'll strap my baby on my back if I have to. And I'll wash all the sheets in America. I'll scrub. We got to go. Got to get out of here.
Wow, I can see that you must have been really desperate to move and willing to sacrifice many things for it.
Yes, I was, and I'll always be willing to give up sacrifices for the happiness of my family.
Aww. Compared to other members, you seem to be the most devoting and sacrificing of the family. You constantly sacrifice your own happiness and comfort for the family's untied happiness.
Man, I just want my family to be happy, and that's all I want. All right, I need to start preparing dinner. Oh, please feel free to examine the house. Thank you.
A Raisin in the Sun revolves around the family's struggle to reach their individual goals, whether it is the passion to succeed or a passion for happiness. But Mama, Benita, Walter, and Ruth all constantly have their dreams crushed by inequality and economic instability. Although they began the play with their family all opposing each other to fulfill their own individual dreams, they realize that it is ultimately happiness that they have been pursuing. As they realize that happiness can also be reached by a common goal of all members of the family, they decide to stop fighting each other and move to their new house. The new house, the younger family's ultimate united happiness, was the solution for the family's problem.